everybody, and welcome to Boicast. It is me, Scottscy, here with Blair as always.
Oh, hello!
It's
It's lovely to see you,
Blairlex. How you doing today, buddy?
dude. You know, I've been in a bit of distress this week. let me tell you the lowdown, right?
Go on,
okay.
then.
I'm a happy boy as always, right? But I'm a bit of distress. So, as you know, last month I upgraded my entire audio equipment, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was pretty solid. I was just like, oh, my love, I have done it. I am now a professional boy. the audio interface that I bought has literally broke in like a month of using it, and I got so comfy with it. And now I'm back to the old Scarlet Solo, dude, and I can't stand it. Ooh, I hate it. I hate it, dude.
Oh, that ain't good.
Dude, but other than that, I've been pretty good. What about yourself? What have you been up to?
I've mostly been working, but I have watched a lot of anime in the past
week.
week.
Are you telling me that this is the anime episode?
Well, we mentioned last week that we were going to talk about Bunny Girl a bit more.
Yeah.
And you set me a challenge to finish Aggretsuko.
Aggretsuko, yes, you did. You
And I set you a challenge to finish Final Space, which you didn't do.
Well, no, you see, the thing is that I was going to do it, and I sat down to do it, and I put it on my TV downstairs, and I was going to rock out with my weeaboo willy out, right? You know, as you do. But I sat down, I like started watching it, and then I like started thinking about stuff. Like the time where I really should have been like watching it, I was actually writing a story. It was actually the worst. I sat down to try and have a break and a little bit of relax, but I ended up being the most productive that I've ever been in my entire life.
What are you like, man? You just can't stop working.
I can't.
I don't know how you do it.
It's actually like kind of a disease, because I wake up one day and I'm just like, I gotta get shit done today. Then every now and then I'll just be like, I gotta take a break today. But then I'm just like sitting on my chair and I'm just like, I can't do this. How do people relax? What? Why? Wait. Dude, why don't you give me some of your chill and I'll give you some of my not chill?
That'd be great.
Dude, I will, yeah. Dude, speaking of not chill, dude, have you been writing that YouTube episode that we did that we were talking about?
Not yet. I'm planning something soon. I've got an idea of what I want to start with, just so it's like an entry back into the YouTube game. I don't want to start off with the scripted stuff straight away.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get back into the groove of editing, making videos, recording, all of that before I jump into a big video, if you know what I mean.
I understand.
So I've got a few things that I'm planning. I was thinking about trying to do something about it this weekend.
Oh!
We'll see.
You heard it here first, folks. If he doesn't get it done by this weekend, you know who to kill.
Well, I mean, start it this weekend. It probably won't be done this weekend.
Dude, it's okay. We're gonna need like progress reports every Sunday.
Oh god, every podcast.
Every podcast we're gonna say how much you've done. You're a tired boy.
Every
today,
podcast I have to come with a diary and be like, so Monday I sat down and I wrote this, and Tuesday I did this.
On Thursday, I looked up into the sky and it looked back. So it scared me, so I shut the curtains and never came out. I lost 3 days.
I looked up at the moon, and the moon looked back and said, I'm going to swallow you. And I closed the curtains and went to bed. I didn't wake up for 4 days.
Like you're sitting there talking to Captain Woke. He's on the like bed with you. You're just like, the moon fucked my mom. Like Captain Woke's just like, the moon's not real, silly. Like
there's just like a crack in your curtain, like a tiny bit. You just see the moon's eye staring at you, and you're like,
it's
no moon, please.
It's daytime, son. It's time to get up. No.
The moon is watching.
The moon. You know, that'd be kind of like fucked up, right? Because that must be what the sun is like for vampires, right? They sit there and like
terrified of it.
Exactly, right? They're absolutely terrified of the sun, right? Like, to be honest, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Every now and then I need a bit of sunlight, not too much, because I am a vampire myself. If you've seen my skin, you would understand. So
Tell me about it.
that's why I've got all this like facial hair to hide the fact that I'm actually a vampire. Actually, speaking of vampires, have you ever played Magica?
Magica?
Mm-hmm.
I think I played a little bit of Magica 2. Is that the top-down, like, wizard
Yeah, that's the one.
game?
That's
yeah,
the
I played
one.
a little bit of Magica 2 a while ago.
Did you like it?
But, yeah, I digged it, but I was playing it solo, and I didn't want
Oh.
to. Yeah.
Dude, the thing about that game which you need to have your boys behind you killing you every second. It's just how it is, you know? You pop down those, like, red circle, like, shield bubble thingies, and they explode, and you just gotta make sure you get every single one of your teammates before the game ends, you know what I mean?
Well, that could be a good stream game.
Could be a good stream.
If we got, like, a 4-man on it, that could be really fun.
I don't have Magica 2, but I do have Magica 1. Like, I could...
I mean, you could always pick it up.
Yeah. That's the thing.
I need to do that.
Like, actually, the last like wizardy game that I played, I think it was actually Magica. Like, you know, that type of game where you like make your spells. Dota doesn't count. I like the Invoker on Dota does not count. I refuse. But I don't know, man. Like that game was like really, really good. The voice acting in it.
I think the last one I played was Diablo.
Really?
I think it was
Diablo
the last type
3
of game
or?
like that I played. Yeah, Diablo 3.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of my ex-girlfriends was really into it.
Really?
So I gave it a shot once when I was at hers, and I was like, this game is awful.
You hated it? Really?
I wasn't a fan. It just got to a point where it's like you use one attack and lifesteal while dealing damage,
Like,
and that's
constantly.
the entire game.
Like,
Yeah,
it's,
like
I will admit that is definitely the game. Like, I didn't like Diablo. I didn't like
it's
Diablo
boring.
3, but I loved Diablo 2. But that's because I was like, you see, like, I don't know why, but like, we'd always get like the boys around. Well, not the boys around. We'd always just go online, and there was
well, that's the modern day equivalent of getting the boys around.
pretty much, yeah. There was just we did all these YouTubers were doing these permadeath runs, and we were just like, we could do that, and so we did it, and like, I died first. It was really sad, and I just watched them beat the game.
Was that not an actual game mode back in the day on number 2?
I don't think so.
That's an actual mode on free permadeath.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, on free it's an actual mode, and it looked terrifying. It was hardcore difficulty.
I actually love it when games have that, because every time, like, it's just specifically Iron Man modes in general. Like, if there is an Iron Man mode, I will click it on. Like, I have to, because I know if there's the chance for me to rewind the save, I will, because I'm weak. You know, I like.
There was a game I used to play that was purely based off of it called Magica.
Oh yeah.
And it was just how far you can get. And it was so good.
That was a roguelike, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's what I mean. If you died, that's it. You're right back to the beginning. And that shit was great. It was really difficult. It got to a point where it was just like, this is physically impossible to beat.
I actually love those type of games.
But
like Binding of Isaac, all those type of games. Like Enter the Gungeon. Like, oh.
I need to pick up like more games like that, like Binding of Isaac and that. I played it years ago on like, was it on 360?
I think it's on everything now. At least Binding of Isaac.
I think it was. Yeah.
Like Binding of Isaac Rebirth is definitely on
it.
everything. Like it's $50 on the Switch. Like what the fuck?
That's a joke.
No, just buy
the
it
Switch
online.
need to sort their prices out.
Yeah.
But I remember trying a little bit of Binding of Isaac a while ago and then never playing it again. But I really need to give it another go. It was back when I wasn't fully into roguelikes, just because I hated like doing all this, getting all this progress just to lose it all. I used to hate it with a passion.
It's weird. Like when I was younger, I used to hate that stuff, but now it just comes to the point where I like that quick gameplay, which you don't really need to think about too much, but you can. Like when you lose all your progress and go back to the beginning, as long as it's like a little bit randomly generated, I'm still fine with that. Because there was a game I was playing recently. Recently, like maybe for the past, like last, like 2018, the entire of 2018, I was playing this. It's a card game. It's like Enter the Spire. Slay the Spire. That's the one. I
remember watching you stream it.
Dude, that game is my favorite roguelike right now. Just
that shit looked cool.
It's super duper good.
I enjoyed watching you play.
Super duper good because Like, it's one of those games that, like, it's still in early access, but it feels pretty complete, you know?
It looked really polished, I've got to admit.
It does, yeah.
It looked really good.
It feels really good when you've got, like, a set of cards and you're just like, I'm gonna... Like, and you get the hand of those cards where it's just like, yes, and you get them all together, right? And you just like, and you just kill the boss instantly. Like, that's only happened to me twice.
Well, when you chain the perfect
combo. Dude, like, you dab at the same time, you're just like, that was me, sir. Just bow down. Oh,
just orange justice in on this boss.
Oh, dude, there's this one boss in it though that like makes it so that like after a while you can only use a set amount of cards. So it'd be just like, oh, you can only use 3 cards now. It's just like, damn it. And I remember just sitting there and just being like, I was doing the dabbing motion, and I was just like, you have failed, I have won. And then I realized that I couldn't play any more cards. And so I was still dabbing, but I was just like, no.
Dabbing for all the wrong reasons.
It was just dead. I was just dead on arrival, dude. And I was like, fuck. Dude, like, it's just because if I had one more card, because he had like 1 HP left, I was just like, no, you can't do this.
And you had to just sit there and get destroyed by a 1 HP boss.
Oh, dude, I hate that. Oh,
that is demoralizing.
Dude, that used to be the that's the Dark Souls / like old WoW raid boss situation.
Oh god, yeah.
Where you're just like, oh, he's on solo health, and then you like lose your mind, you just start spamming, and then he's just like insta kill.
It's like kind of Dark Souls when you get greedy. You see that like you get this pattern going. It'll be like, oh, I'll hit it twice and then I'll jump back. Oh, I'll jump in, hit it twice, jump back. But you'll get to that point where you hit it twice and then you see it's one more hit of dying.
Yeah.
So you get greedy and you go for that last hit when you should just jump back and then go and hit it. Nope, you're like, I want to get this extra hit, and then it'll one hit you and you're like, why did I do that?
As well, like,
why?
If you just back off a little bit and just like go in for the kill, just dodge his move and then do it. It's like it's just the same amount of, you're still gonna kill him. But in your head, you're just like, my adrenaline is running so high right now, dude. I'm going to take you down to Funky Town. And then he's just like, oh yeah, well, fucking video killed the radio star. And you're just like, fuck!
But it's like, you make this pattern for a reason. But then you always, once you get it down to that one hit, you don't give a fuck about the pattern. You're like, it's so close, get it! And then you just fuck it over for yourself. I've done that countless. That was like my downfall in Dark Souls.
I always get like really cocky because like everyone else plays Dark Souls normally. Like, you get the sword, you level up the sword, and you're just like, okay, cool. You can either have a short, like a tiny sword, or you can have like a bigger sword. I'm there with my fists. I'm there with my fists. I'm there with my like spear. I've never seen anybody use a spear in Dark Souls, like ever. There was a whip that you just can't upgrade.
Oh, I used to use the whip all the time.
Wait, was it good?
No.
Yeah, good.
It was good for PvP at some point, if I recall, in Dark Souls 2. But no, me and Joe, we used to become the whip bros.
The whip bros.
We both dual wield whips. We'd put on the really creepy mask and just wear our underwear and chase enemies down and like do PvP together and just be terrifying. It was fucking hilarious.
Did you have like the big head? Like it's like a big long head.
Oh no, we didn't have that one.
Oh, no. Dude.
We had like the really weird stone mask. That was just like a woman's face with really kissable lips.
Oh.
Yeah, do you know what I'm about?
Wait, hold on a second. Really kissable lips? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Puckered lips. You know what I mean?
Like, are you talking about like the kind that you just want to go over and just go, mwah, or the one you just want to go like kind of thing?
No, like the mwah ones, not like
mwah, yeah, kind of like
not too aggressive.
Like the ones that like
really nice soft lips. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like well, kind of. I guess so. Like I am
supple lips.
Supple lips. Wait, that like actually makes me feel a bit weird. Supple lips. What? Mwah. It's just a word that I don't like to say. Like it makes me feel like dirty.
Well, supple just means soft.
Have you ever heard anybody other than us say supple?
I've heard supple multiple times.
No, you have not. I refuse.
Yes, I have.
refuse to believe it. Where do you live?
There's a video.
You cannot point to a video. You can't just go into Google and type in "say supple" for me, and then they do it. Did you pay someone on Fiverr to go say supple? Is that what's going on right now? Did you go this far?
No, Blair. There's a video of Shaq O'Neal where he did a Gold Bond advert, and someone's edited it to get weird, and he says, "I get supple. I nurture my skin." Foot powder spray. Supple is a normal
Dude,
saying.
I've never
it's
heard anybody
phrase.
use supple. Like
Supple.
It's kind of like how I've never heard anyone say moist.
Mate.
Dude,
How else would you describe good cake?
Definitely not fucking moist.
Moist is a perfect name, description for a cake.
No, it is not. Like, if somebody said,
No,
"Oh, this
it
is
is.
a real moist cake," I'd be just like, "What the fuck?"
Yes.
No, that doesn't. No.
Blair, you are crazy
No,
right
I'm
now.
not crazy. I'm not crazy at all. You're fucking crazy.
Mate, I am gonna Google it right now. Moist cake, and you'll see that it's not weird. Yeah, just search moist cake recipe.
No. It's no.
Easy, moist, and fluffy vanilla cake recipe. Moist vanilla cake.
No.
Moist
Fluffy.
chocolate cake.
I would
moist
use
sponge
fluffy.
cake.
Fluffy is a good like term.
No,
for cake.
because fluffy could be dry, and you don't want a dry cake.
Well, like sometimes you do. Sometimes the dry cake's alright. What if it's like one of those like
depends what type of
brownie
cake.
cakes? You know what I mean?
You want it to be moist.
Do you? Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't. Like usually they
Moist. Moist.
You're starting to see it now, dude. You're starting to see how weird.
Supple and moist cake. It's
Supple
not
and
weird.
moist, dude.
People just don't like the word moist, and I don't know why.
Moist.
It just means wet, but not as wet. As wet? Wait. Partially wet.
Partially wet.
Moist. The partially wet podcast.
the slightly damp podcast.
Damp.
Dude, give me some of that damp cake, dude.
Oof. Welcome to Dampcast, where our conversation is slightly moist.
It's always
but
wet.
Not wet.
The podcast always has mouth sounds. Just God, that actually that hurt me a little bit actually when we did that. To be honest, as like a video audio editor, right? I fucking cut those things out, those mouth sounds, right? And we just did a bunch of them. Dude, it's okay, we can keep those in.
I'm gonna start doing it purposely now throughout the whole thing. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to the slightly damp podcast.
The Moist and Damp Cast. This week, we're going to be talking about moist cake and supple lips.
This is the weirdest we've ever gotten on the podcast, dude. I'm actually proud of us.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually proud of us. It's so good.
Well, because I'm super tired and drained and just...
Yeah, we're recording this at 10:30. Like, usually we record a tiny bit earlier.
Yeah, this is the latest we've done, isn't it?
We've just been so busy with work and all this type of stuff, but we have to get an episode out for tomorrow. We have to. So here we are, guys. We're doing it for you.
We're doing
the Moistcast never misses a day.
I want to bring something up. It was just a topic for the podcast. It's not in that.
Okay, I thought we were going to have a fight then. I was just like, oh shit.
For the past 2 weeks, I've had an addiction. And it's a very bad
What type of addiction has it?
Because I've spent so much money. Basically, I discovered... I remembered that a specific app exists.
Oh no. No, Scottscy.
Can you guess what app it is?
Is it like a gacha game?
A what? No.
A gacha game, no? Okay, I'll let you off. What app?
Uber Eats.
Ah, no, dude.
So I've been ordering so many McDonald's breakfasts. So many. I've had free in a row the past 3 days. And then my mum bought 2 in a row, like, miss a day. Like, so that's like, what, 5 right there. And then I got like 2 in a row, like a few days earlier than that. And it's just, I can't stop.
But, like, when you mean McDonald's breakfast, what are you talking about? Are you talking about, like, an egg buddy or something? Like,
well, like
what
a
they do?
sausage and egg bagel. Well, what I normally get, my normal order,
actually.
is a sausage, bacon, and egg bagel with a hash brown and a large Sprite. But then because
Don't forget the large Sprite.
well, because morning for me is technically night because I work nights. So that's like my tea. So that isn't enough for my tea. So I end up ordering, on top of that, a sausage and egg McMuffin meal with a coffee. So I had to go through
McDonald's?
2 meals.
I would like everything on the menu.
You know, do you want to know what the worst thing is, though?
Yeah.
I've ordered it 3 days in a row.
Is it
the
expensive,
same
though?
guy has delivered it every time. So every time he just comes to the door, I'm like, hello again.
Hello.
And he's just like, enjoy, and he just disappears.
He disappears into the night.
With his Apple AirPods on.
Oh, dude. He's one of those guys, dude. Dude, that guy must make a lot of money from Uber Eats. You know that
basically, but he's always he's on a phone call every single time I see him, and I'm like, who are you ringing every day? How?
Dude, he's a busy man.
I mean,
can't you see, dude? Like Uber Eats is a side gig.
Oh, he's running a business while driving.
He's
around.
running like a drug empire, dude.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Oh God,
That's probably
no.
why That's why I'm addicted to the Mackies.
Oh no.
That's where he's keeping the drugs. In the hash browns.
Every time he comes, he's just like, I don't know where like the drugs went, man. Like they were here just a second ago.
And I'm sat here at like just past 10:30, like itching for a Mackey's breakfast, but I can't get one.
You're just like,
the breakfast have stopped.
You're just like,
what do I do?
You're just like sticking like the bacon buddy up your nose. You're just like, that's how
just
you eat, right?
crushing hash browns with a credit card. Oh, crunchy.
Oh my fucking God, dude. But
just rubbing tomato ketchup on my gums.
That actually made me vomit a little bit, actually. Dude, I don't know if you have this, but I have a bit of a phobia. Sorry, a phobia. Not anaphobia, a phobia. I have a phobia, right, of
a phobia.
Sticking shit up my nose and in my eyes. Do you have that?
I'm not bothered by that stuff.
Really?
When I was a kid, I used to see how far I could get my finger up my nose.
Oh, okay. This is where this is very upsetting to me.
I used to be able to fit my entire little finger.
What?
But then I stopped because I got a nosebleed.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Dude, this is the problem. That's why you shouldn't stick your finger up your nose.
Well, I was a kid. I was an idiot.
Okay, what about your eyes, though?
I'm not bothered by my eyes. I do eye drops constantly every summer for hay fever, so...
okay.
I could rub my finger on my open eyeball and wouldn't give a crap. It hurt, but I just wouldn't care.
That actually...
Like,
that
I'm
hurts
not
me
bothered
more
by
than
my
that
eyes
hurts
or...
you, to be honest with you. It's like, well, you see, the things are like, okay, I'm gonna bring up something weird, right? Okay, so at one point in time, me and a bunch of friends were just like, I wonder what's the weirdest kink. Now I was just like, okay. So I looked up weirdest kink, and the first thing I saw was like eyeball licking, and ever since that, I've never been the same.
Well, that even draws the line for
right?
me. Being either side of that situation, being the receiver or the giver, nah. Like, I think I'd rather be the giver in that situation. Like, I think I'd rather lick someone's eyeball than have my own lick.
Dude, I'd rather commit like Sudoku then and there.
Either
you know
side,
what I mean?
I don't want to be. Yeah, I don't want to be a part of either.
I don't even want to be the guy
with a girl
watching.
who's like, lick my eyeball. I'm just gonna leave.
Dude, but somewhere out there, that's somebody's like, so that's somebody's favorite thing.
Well,
I think about it often. I'm just like,
they can find someone who enjoys it.
No, but see, that's the thing. I'm just like, this is for them, you know. And I'm a very open person about this type of stuff. You know, you can be into whatever you want to be into. That one just scares me though.
Just leave me out of it.
That one just scares me. Like Usually if somebody wants to talk about their kinks, I'm just like, okay. But like if somebody's just like, I do the eyeball licking, I'm just like, no, I don't want to talk about this. Please get me out of here. Help! Help!
I don't like you anymore. Well, it's like, that's what I mean. Everyone's got the kinks. It's like, why? I don't give a shit what people do in their own bedrooms or in their own times, as long as they don't do it to me without consent.
You heard it here
if
first,
someone
folks.
just comes up and licks my eyeball, they are getting punched.
Like, actually, speaking of, if the situation came to it, you're just like walking down the street and somebody just comes up, licks your eyeball, and then runs away. What do you do?
I don't know.
Like, I would be stopped in my tracks there. Like, I
was gonna say, I'd probably collapse.
yeah, right? Like my head would just explode and my heart would die. Like, I feel like that would be the whole situation, you know?
I'd probably have to go and get a cold shower.
Just like, is that like one scene where you have like one arm against like the wall and you're just like, like the kid, like,
yeah, just it's running over your head and you're just like breathing.
The wife
very heavily.
The wife knocks on the door and is like, is everything okay, honey? And just like, not today, Sharon. Not today.
Honey, is everything okay? It's like, put on a blindfold. I don't want to see your eyes. I don't want to see anybody's eyes again.
Never ever again. It's like, oh, dude, actually, speaking of, like, you know, the worst, like, monster for us, for, like, that eyeball licking thing. Actually, what the fuck? Like, dude, just anything, like, in any of the Cthulhu stories, just, like, those giant eyeballs just, like, come over and they're just like,
I don't mind eyeballs. It's just the idea of them being licked. That's a no-no. But anything else,
dude,
I don't
I'm sick
care.
of all these moist
saying, like,
eyeballs, dude.
I'm sick of all these damp, supple eyelids.
That one hurt me, actually. That one, like, really hurt.
That's what I mean, like, I've only got two phobias. Surprisingly. Like, one, I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, I don't know, is, like, stuff on my skin. Like ink or paint or
yeah, I remember that.
Makeup or anything
just
like that.
Just something that, like, covers the top of your skin. Like, doesn't do anything else, just, like, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's anything that's on my skin that shouldn't be.
It is, like...
Like, I'm not a fan of, like, pen, paint, makeup, ink, just sort of anything along those lines.
That one's actually a really rough one to have. Because that, like, that's one that could just accidentally happen, like, everywhere. You know?
Well, but it's accidental. I'm not too bothered. You know, like, say, because I write left-handed,
yeah. Like,
so I get a lot of ink on my left hand
as well. I understand.
From smudgy boy hands. That I don't mind, because like that's just sort of like, it's when someone purposely draws on me or purposely
I think like
puts something on me.
I don't really think that's like a phobia. I think that's just like I hate it when people do things I don't like as well, you know?
Well, no, because I start having a panic attack.
Oh, okay.
And hyperventilating. Like, it's...
Is that bad?
Genuinely, like... Well, hyperventilating's when you start going...
Oh, I know, but I mean, like, it's that bad?
Like, that's what I mean, like, it's... Oh, I thought you said is
No.
Yeah, it's that bad. Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Dude, like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it's from. It's really weird.
It's like, well, to be honest, like I don't think, like, as well it comes to, I don't think, like, many people, like, know what their, like, phobia is. I keep, like, fucking rubbing my microphone. Shit, I gotta stop doing that.
Well, it's sort of just phobias, aren't they? Like, they are irrational. There's no reason behind them.
Like, with spiders and things,
just
like,
sort
you
of...
can understand, right? Like, they're...
Yeah, that's my other phobia. Spiders.
Like, yeah, they're just, like, like, I don't know, it's hard to say, but, like, spiders are creepy, right? Like, you can feel, like... I've watched so many horror films where there's just giant spiders and they're wrapping you up in their cocoon and they're just like, I'm gonna eat you. It's just like, slowly. I'm just like, no!
Vor. Spider vor. But no, like, me with spiders as well, like, you know how people are scared of spiders? Mine's like a level above.
Oh.
I have night terrors about them. Like, really bad.
You see, like, it's not spiders for me. Like, I have that, like, kind of night terror thing with wet insects. You know, like caterpillars, like snails, like stuff like
snails.
that.
I don't know, snails are cute.
They're cute, but if they touch me, I just feel fucking weird about it. You know what I mean? Like I've seen enough. I've seen enough Japanese anime to know where this is going.
Slime girls.
Jelly boy.
Yeet. That reminds me, I started reincarnated as a slime.
Oh yeah, how you feeling? I'm only on episode 2.
I watched 2 episodes.
Oh,
and I was really, I really enjoyed it. It was really funny.
dude, it's about damn fucking time that somebody sat there and were just like, started giving goblins the respect that they deserve, dude. Goblins are great. Right? I've definitely talked about this in the podcast before, right? But goblins are
you've talked about how they're your favorite thing.
They're my favorite fantasy race, dude. They are literally the best. There's nothing that can beat goblins, dude. And I'm glad, right? While I loved Goblin Slayer, I hated it at the same time for like making me feel this way. Right?
Well,
but now the now that we're getting more shows where goblins are just like cool, I'm glad.
yeah, like in Reincarnated, they were just sort of a race, weren't they? Goblins. They were just sort of chilling, and they were terrified of him, but they were also like, we need your help. The wolves are killing us.
First thing, they're just like, oh geez, great Kami-sama, please don't kill us. And then he's just like, I'm not going to kill you. And they're just like, help.
Like, what was it? Like, there's like 100 wolves coming, and it takes 4 of us to kill one. And they were like, well, how many soldiers is he? And they were like, 40. And he was like, that doesn't bode well.
Oh, dude, I'm really happy with how like this anime season is going. Actually, before we jump into this anime season, we had a challenge that I failed and you did. All right?
I succeeded.
So let's talk about Aggretsuko.
I exceeded, actually.
Exceeded? You did exceed.
I exceeded the challenge.
I'm not sure.
Alexa, what do you want?
Alexa, go away.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, stop.
Okay.
Guys, so here's the next guest on the
exceeded.
podcast, Alexa.
I thought
Woo!
I said. But anyway, yeah, because you asked me to watch Aggretsuko, and I finished it, and it was it's up there with like my top 5 favorite animes of all time.
Yeah, right.
Because it was just so damn good.
It's so amazing. It's such a good show, dude. Tell me what you're thinking about it, and tell me who's your favorite character, and tell me why it's Fedeko.
Fedeko is fucking great, I've got to admit.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's like, I don't know who my favorite character would be exactly. Because I relate to Retsuko way too much.
She's too
Just the
relatable,
whole, like-
and it like hurts a little bit.
Just like, being nice around people, and then just going away to the toilet just for a breather, and then just doing screamo.
Screaming in the bathroom, dude.
It's too relatable, and she's too precious, and I would give my life to protect her.
Oh, dude. The main, like, I really like Retsuko, but I've got to say, I just, the character that I really feel it for is the big wolf dude. Oh, what's his name?
Oh, you've said it now and it's gone.
Right? Oh, dude, but the big wolf dude.
Like the hyena dude.
The hyena, yeah, hyena. Whoops, my bad. I called my anthropomorphic animals wrong. Jesus.
Is it Hyde?
A hyena.
'Cause I think
Hyde. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because it's like hyena, and then Feneko is a fennec fox.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's Hyde. It's Hyde.
And Retsuko is a red panda.
Yeah. Dude, I love him.
I didn't even think of that.
He's my favorite.
He was cool.
He's like
He was very relatable to high
like
school
Feneko
me.
is like is just, I don't know why, but just that scene where she's where the hyena dude is trying his best to like ask Retsuko out, and then she's just like
It's the laugh. I love the scene when she's all like, "Oh, fucking, what is it? Is it the mixers?
Oh yeah, the
mixers
Instagram
suck.
one.
Oh,
no,
why do you want to go to
that's not-
Mixer?" And she's like, "Okay, I'll tag along." She goes, "The mixers are great," and she's just hammered.
she's like everyone's like friend who just like says they don't like things to like act a bit cool, but like she's always the first one to enjoy it the most when she's there. Oh god, I've got too many of those.
That's such a good.
Like you have to convince them so much, and then they join, and then it's like, oh, I had a great time. Thank you for inviting me. Just like, you fucking bitch.
To be honest, I'm a bit like that with
Really?
Fortnite at the moment. I take the piss out of it. I rip into it all the time, but I play it fucking way too much.
Dude, at least you jump into it straight away though, and that's good. Like, it's. Oh god, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Let's go back to Aggretsuko just so I can get it back. Like,
yeah. Well, it's like I binged basically the whole thing in one sitting, kind of, because I was in work and needed to pass the time. So I watched every episode, and then I fell asleep on the last episode, which was so annoying. But then the next day, watched the last episode and the Christmas special. So
like
I
the last episode is so wholesome, and then the start of the Christmas episode is just like fuck.
Yeah, but then it's super wholesome with the Christmas ending as well.
It is super duper wholesome, but at the dude, I don't know. The problem is with that show, it's too relatable in so many different like aspects, right? Because you have like Retsuko just like kind of craving attention and craving like an escape. You have Feneko just kind of a bit more cynical to the world, just kind of doing her own thing, but still willing to do that. Then you have kind of the shy hyena. The shy hyena boy who tries his fucking best, but like is constantly constantly fails to get what he wants done. Oh, dude, the final episode. Dude, it's getting a season 2, by the way.
I know, it's really soon as well, isn't it?
It's so soon. I'm so excited. Can you believe that it's like done by the animators who did Hello Kitty?
Oh wow.
Yeah, right?
I didn't really put that together. I really like the art style of it, to be fair. I like when things have really sharp, bold outlines.
Oh yeah.
I love art styles like that, so I just loved it. And fucking Retsuko just reminded me too much of fucking Isabel from Animal Crossing, and I loved it to pieces. It was great.
It's like Isabel, like just change all the characters, and Isabel's just like, "Hello, Mayor. I'm here. Thank you for the paperwork." Like, she goes home and she just starts screaming. Oh, I do have a picture like a while ago of like Retsuko and Isabel together. Actually, I'll send you that later. It's pretty cute.
Oh, speaking of, have you seen what they have in Japanese trains?
Oh yeah, the Isabel.
Yeah, on the screens above the doors, they have Isabel like indicate like giving you train like pointers and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, that's amazing. Japan, you're so fucking cool.
You're so ahead in so many ways. Fucking hell, dude.
You get on our train, you've got this guy who hates his life, and he's like, coming up next is Manchester. Just get off the fucking train.
Well, you've got like the Microsoft lady who's just like, welcome back to Eden Keynes. The next stop, London.
Yeah, well, we like have that on like the good, expensive Virgin trains, but on half the trains we get here on Northern Line, it's just like a bloke who comes over this intercom. That's you're like, what the fuck did they just say?
We have.
Am I on the right train? Who knows?
We have a similar.
I'm
thing.
probably gonna die.
We have a similar thing like that. Like the English one is super unclear, but then when they get to the Irish, like when they're starting to read it in Irish, it's just like, like Pokemon. Like you're just like, okay, I heard that, but like, what about the other fucker? Like come on, is this my stop? Like, I just counted to like 3 and then said "kiss my ass" in Irish. By the way.
Oh really? Yeah. Jesus,
dude, like the Irish language is definitely it needs to be preserved, but like nobody's going to learn it. It's like you just can't. There's no reason to learn it. You know what I mean? It's like Latin. It's like
okay. Like what is it called? Is it Gaelic? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's 4 different types of Gaelic. There's like Irish Gaelic. There's like Scots, which is another Gaelic. You have the Welsh Gaelic, and then you have like there's a bit off to the left of Scotland, and that has a different form of Gaelic as well.
Jesus.
So while we share like a language family, someone with Irish Gaelic can't talk to somebody with Welsh Gaelic, I don't think. Because like, have you seen?
I'll give you a Gaelic on your eyeball. Bring it full circle, baby.
This is the wholesome episode, guys. I swear, like we're very wholesome, and we just want to lick your eyeball. That's all.
I was proud of that one. I was so proud of that one.
Dude, that's like a fucking like suck my dick, like fucking
gay lick your eyeball, man. Easy.
I don't like you anymore. This is the final episode of the podcast.
Yeah, I know what'll make you like me. I finished Gridman.
Okay, all right, let's talk about Gridman. All right, okay. How did you think of it? By the way, dude, I'm just saying, you see how like awkwardly it's paced? Yeah. And like at the start, you're just like, I feel a bit fucking weird about this. And then like slowly and steadily, it starts coming together and you're just like, oh!
I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Until the final fight. The final
fight was kind of just like, we needed to end it. But
it felt like that. It felt like okay, we've run out of time. Are we going to talk spoilers? I don't really...
Let's talk spoilers, guys. If you do not want to hear Gridman spoilers,
stop listening.
Yeah, it's like skip on ahead for a little bit. Like when we stop screaming about it, that's when you know we've stopped talking about Gridman.
Right, you ready?
Yes. 3, 2, 1. Spoilers.
Why the fuck did they have a friendship laser? What? That ruined the entire thing for me. Oh, suddenly we destroyed them with the power of friendship. Well, like, fuck off.
Well, you see, like, it's kind of like, you see, that's a bit different because it's kind of like a metaphor, right? Like, it's one of those highbrow things of just like you start realizing that it's a TV show in her head after a while. And in every single one of like, you know, the Power Rangers and all that type of stuff, they do have a thing like that, you know? Because like it starts off as like being like really like still has the whole giant robots fighting thing, but it's a bit more edgier, right? It's a bit more edgier. The fights are like a bit more like brutal, right? But as the show goes on, it starts getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter until you're just like, okay, this isn't the real world, right? This isn't a real world. And like you just start like piecing the characters together. And that final bit where they're just like friendship laser, while I hate like, actually, I don't really mind that stuff. It doesn't really bother me too much. But while it was a bit like cliche and corny, I feel like that was the point.
It was just
sudden. That's the thing.
I understand it was the point, but I just sort of hated that they had all this lead up and all this, and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, we have this ability that we've only just realized. Friendship laser destroys and repairs everything. Like,
you see, it's kind of like it stopped becoming about the fights at the very like last couple of episodes, right? Because it was more about getting to her heart, I guess is the anime way to say it. Like it was more.
Well, because that was the point, wasn't it? Because they were all saying that like she crafted the kaiju from her heart, but fucking Gurren Lagann looking ass man was using her kaiju for his own games, and then I don't know, it just didn't feel like
it's weird. It definitely was.
Did they wrap up his story? I don't recall him being explained.
You see, that's the thing. Like their stories like weren't ever supposed to be wrapped up. You know, their stories were just. They were there for her. They were all different parts of they were all different parts of, say, like her emotions and things like that, and the real people that she learned from in real life, right? So they couldn't necessarily have a ending because they're in real life, you know, like they're real different people. But as she was like going through, like I feel like every single one of the characters was like her emotions and stuff. Because it was a very, if you really think about it, it's a show, a very, very personal show. If you really think about it, there was only really one character kind of sorting out her depression by herself. You get what I mean?
Well, yeah, because she created everything for herself.
Right, there was nobody there to be just like, hey, get out. She had to come to terms with everything herself. And...
Well, there was one character, wasn't there? There was that frog-ass looking kaiju.
Frog-ass.
Who... She looks a lot like Froppy from.
Oh yeah. Like
she was
she
super cool.
she was super
But
duper cool.
she was like the only character that wasn't born from. What was her name now? Kaida?
Oh, the girl, like not
Yeah.
thick thighs save lies. I forgot her name.
No.
I forgot her name.
Is it Kaida? It was something like that. I kept getting confused with Kaide from Bunny Girl.
Oh, dude, I don't know. Hold on, let me look it up. Gridman.
Cause she was like the only actual character, wasn't she?
She was the only real person in that story, and
Yeah.
you kind of have to like, it's Akane. It's Shinjo Akane. There we go.
Oh right. Oh yeah.
You kind of have to take like it's weird. Like I don't know. It really resonated with me because that's like a person by myself and like seeing kind of like it all being kind of like a metaphor for her getting over her like stuff that she had like that she had to deal with, right? Like for me, I guess like I've got a different like take on that because like I've also had a very similar situation of just, you know, having to get over everything on my own, if you get what I mean. Like, and I kind of sat there and like maybe I was getting too emotional with it, and maybe that's why I like adored this show. But just seeing like how Shinjo Akane is kind of just like, you know, in her head, like it's her mind, you know, it's her like it's her like palace, right? She can do whatever she wants. She can kill whoever she wants. She can like make whoever she wants, and for her to slowly start like. You see, like, the only people that she couldn't control were the people that were, like, in real life as well, right? So you have, like, the Gridman Alliance. Those were the only people she couldn't control. And so they were doing their own thing. And it was just like, I don't know, dude. It's like, dude, I think about it too much. And I like, in my head, like, my head's going crazy right now. And it's very difficult for me to explain.
Well, it's like... You gotta admit, Gridman did a good job of, like, it really comes down to the viewer's perspective of the show. Like, as you're saying, you've got this whole other perspective than I had. Because you said, like, you've seen, like, you've actually, like, opened my eyes a bit more to it being a bit more about, like, each character is a different personality trait to Shinjo's. I never saw it like that. Like, I knew she created this world to have friends to help her overcome with all this shit, but I never took it as in each person had a different role. But now that you mention it, like, Rika was meant to be like that sort of will always be by your side regardless type of like part of your personality, isn't she? Because like,
no matter what you do to me, I will always be your friend. Right? Like,
yeah, because Rika was always there trying to become friends, like buying her the little train pass holder and all this, and it's super cute.
It's like but the things like which I really took from like all the things like the characters that they all were, like all the characters. So say like thick thighs, sorry, Rika, the other girl, right? She was I feel like Rika was Akane in like the real world, right? Because every time you see those bus scenes where Rika's just kind of like sitting at the front, kind of like looking at the window, kind of a bit left out. And Akane is kind of just like, you know, you should come like hang out with us and stuff like that. You should get involved. Like, I kind of sat there and I was just like, okay, maybe like in the real world, this is probably the roles that were reversed, right? She had like a best friend. The best friend kind of like started mixing with other people. And then it started to feel like they were getting more distance between each other because Akane was more of a loner type than Rika. Well, Rika might have been more the popular type, right? And it's like I don't know, dude. I kept getting so many role reversals in half of those scenes. They do like a kind of flashback scene as well during like I think it's like episode 7 or something. I think like Hibiki Yuta, the red-haired boy, was the girl that she confessed to, and then he's obviously into Rika. It shows the same thing like in the actual show. She can't make him fall in love with her because she knows he's in love with Rika and stuff like that. Then Sho was probably the friend that she wished she had, I guess. Like the friend that she wished she could talk to, I guess. is the way that I see it. I've still got to think about it a bit more, but
Yeah, well, I think Yuta was like the part of, the way like everyone has the ability to push through like
yeah.
mental issues. Like everyone has that ability hidden somewhere. And I think that's what Yuta was personified as. Like she made Yuta as that one ability to push through. And that's why there's the whole scene with her stabbing him, because she doesn't believe she can push through it. But then he's like, nah, bitch. I'm not dying. Yeet. And that shit was cool.
It's kind of the
So
like I guess like not really of
God, there's a lot more to think about when you open it up like that.
Yeah.
It's actually a really fucking
like,
good show.
That's the way that like I
still hate the friendship laser.
Yeah, well, the friendship laser was definitely the thing of just being like, okay, this is all in her head, like we had like a set law and set working, and now nothing makes sense anymore. That's just how it is. They were. While I hate the friendship laser, it did serve its purpose very well of being just like, oh, what the fuck, like, but if you think about in her head, right,
to take you out of the whole like this is reality, to take you out of the whole like this isn't real type of deal, like
this isn't real,
boom.
like everyone knows in real life everything can't be sold to a friendship, right? But in her head, she's just like, okay, friendship, this is how I'm getting out, This is how I'm going to leave. I was just like, oh, that's so fucking cool. Like, I don't know, dude. I really, really digged it, dude. I really, really digged every single bit about it. Like, when she was just, like, killing people. Like, being just like, okay, these are the people I don't like. And specifically, if you really look at it, the people she was killing were the people who surrounded Rika. They, like, such a good show. Oh. I really, really, really like it.
You know what else I hated about it? They ruined my river episode with a fucking kaiju.
Well, I guess they, like, to be honest, like, I did tell you there was a river episode, and I did hype you up a little bit, and I apologize for that. You know what? That was completely my bad.
Ruined it.
Well,
I was just excited when it first started, and there is no way Shinjo is 16.
What, Shinjo Akane?
No 16-year-old has bosoms that large.
Well, it's like that's the thing as well. Like, I think they like, I think they like
That's just Studio Trigger being Studio Trigger.
Like,
that's
remember
all it is.
Yoko? She was like 13. Like
she was apparently like what 13,
she does
14,
grow up to be like 24 though. I think like at the end of the time skip
when she's a teacher.
Oh, dude, it's so cool. Oh, she's actually.
I
the
need
best.
to rewatch Gurren Lagann. It's been so
long.
We should
do it together, dude. Like we could, like if you want to do like a quickie, we could watch the movies.
That's what I've been planning to do. I need because there's a movie that's just a recap of the season.
Yeah.
Like one of them.
They're pretty good. They have different endings, I think.
But yeah, I also just want to rewatch it because it was fantastic.
Oh yeah, dude, it's such a fantastic show. Dude, there's one thing about Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger also did Gridman as well, but Studio Trigger have they're obviously my favorite animation studio, Japanese animation studio, because they're just different. Like when every single anime season, you see a lot of not necessarily similar shit. I love the anime art style and aesthetic, but with Studio Trigger, you always know something's gonna be different. The only show that I have to say, which was very same, like similar to the other style, was the one that they did with A1 Pictures, Lady.
Was that Darling in France?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Lady in the
I've heard mixed things about that. Yeah.
I like it until the final episode.
I've heard things like that. Yeah, I wanted to give that a go, and I wanted to give Kill la Kill a go as well.
Kill la Kill is actually one of my favorite Trigger shows. Like, so like it's fan service like galore, but like the fan service is
nothing wrong with that.
Is not. It's not about the fan service. It's Studio Trigger. They want to be super duper aesthetic, but like that show is definitely super fan servicey. But I really really like it. The characters in that show, dude. Oh god, I Kill la Kill is so fucking good.
I've always wanted to give it a try at least. But it's like with like Studio Trigger, they've got this polish that I don't really see in other studios. Like they put a lot of polish into things that you just wouldn't notice, but you notice it because it's Trigger. Like their animation is like on point, and it's just so good.
They kind of throw it in your face, don't they? They're just kind of like, this is what we did, and just like
Trigger.
Oh, dude, that's why Studio Trigger will always be like my favorite. Just for the sake of every single Trigger show is just different. Like, like while some of the Trigger shows sometimes they miss the mark, right? Like I feel like everyone's like, I love Studio Trigger, but right, you know, like there's always a but. Say like the final episode isn't good enough for like certain bits about the show is not up to par. But I don't know, man. They can do no wrong in my eyes unless they do something wrong, but I forget about it so quickly.
It's just like with like, I don't know, like they'll never be able to be wrong because of how good Gurren Lagann was.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. It's kind of like the
like Gurren Lagann has set them so high up that even if they make like the worst anime ever, I'll still be like, I fucking love Studio Trigger.
It's kind of like the Kojima the Kojima his games isn't even out yet. And like
I can't let him off. I can't.
You can't? No, really?
No, Silent Hills. I just can't.
Yeah, but that necessarily wasn't his fault.
I was over
though.
the moon. I know.
But you see, the thing is though, like a lot of people bring up like Kojima as like a crazy guy, but I wonder if he's really hard to work with. You know what I mean?
Oh, I reckon he is a nutcase. Yeah.
Yeah, like sometimes I sit there and I think like he's a genius, right? And people respect him so much. I want to talk to people who have worked with him. I want to know what he's like. You know?
So I reckon he is a bit of a nutter, but because he's a nutter, things get done differently. Like apparently like Metal Gear Solid, that was nowhere near finished when it was released.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 5?
He still wanted so much more.
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't finished, yeah.
Because he didn't have time, and then obviously he got kicked out of Konami.
Konami, yeah.
Yeah, because like they had what was it called? They had obviously Phantom Pain, which was the main game, and then they had that other one, the Operation Ground Zero.
Ground Zeroes, yeah, it was Ground Zeroes.
Yeah, because that was apparently gonna be part of the main game. Like it was all gonna be one big game, but due to funding and time restraints, because he just kept wanting to put more and more and more in, they had to release that as its own game to make money to finish Phantom Pain. And then Phantom Pain wasn't even finished. He wanted to add even more, but they didn't have the money or time.
It's a weird thing to think about, right? Like, 'cause I always hate to whenever art is involved, I always hate to bring up the fact that like money is involved to make this art. So when you think of like your Activision and your things like that, Activision, like all those big companies and stuff like that, EA, they're a tool to make money, right?
Oh,
and
yeah, they're
sorry, go ahead.
In it to make money. They're not in it to make art.
Yeah.
That's why they're publishers. That's why they're not really devs.
They're not there for gamers. They're there for the everybody, right? Gamers are their market, but they want everyone, right? And it's so difficult. It's so like every now and then I'll talk to people and they'll be just like, God damn it, dude, I hate it when game developers do this and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, but
it's not the developers.
It's not the developers, but it's also a thing of like, you know, when a game company does something bad, right? Half of those people still go buy the game. So like,
well, it's like a lot of the time things go bad, but at the end of the day, you've got to remember like it's someone's job to make this game.
People got to be paid.
They've got to make a living. They've got to pay rent. They've got to pay the bills. So it's like, if something's happened, it's happened for a reason half of the time.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, it can just be a publisher being money hungry and throwing microtransactions on every single thing they can. to make more
It
money.
does show though, like with the microtransactions thing, like a lot of people bring those microtransactions things up as well. But I believe like a majority of people are like not like using the microtransactions. That's why I think that they've gone, right? Loot boxes came in, like actually I think Belgium sorted that out. Belgium sorted out the loot boxes, but like
Well,
like you know these like you know Assassin's Creed, they had those things where you could buy currency and stuff like that. I've never had to use any of those in my life, like ever, to ever beat one of those games.
Like the only game I've done that on is again Fortnite. But the only reason I've allowed myself to
It's free to play.
is because the game's free.
Yeah. Fortnite's actually
That's the only time I accept microtransactions. Because how else are they going to make money?
Fortnite's a good one to bring up as well, because Fortnite is it's just cosmetics, you know?
They
Like,
nailed it.
They
nailed microtransactions.
But not every company can do
they
that.
may be
though,
overpriced, but
you know?
yeah, like the thing is like I hate is Call of Duty tried to do it because they've obviously got like the battle royale mode and shit. Like they're trying to be the whole like jump on the Fortnite bandwagon, but then the game costs £40, and then on top of that they're selling cosmetics, and it's like, just give me them. I have paid £40 for your game.
I actually like in.
I didn't. Activision sent me it, but, you know.
Did it in real like with realistic games like that though? I tend to not care about like cosmetics in those games.
No, because like Call of Duty is too fast paced to do your stupid dance or to whip out a guitar and start playing it or do all these stupid things. Fortnite, it fits perfectly, but like PUBG's trying to do it. PUBG's got all these ones where you start playing air guitar and it's playing guitar noises and like no one uses them. And why are they trying so hard to be Fortnite? Like, just be your own game.
The biggest thing about like
Release your
PUBG
own
and stuff
shit.
like that, like bringing it back to like that like conversation again, it's just I feel like games that are just too realistic, just like don't like obviously they're not realistic in that sense, but when you've got kind of like a person like I don't know what it is, but like Call of Duty, PlayerUnknown's, all those type of games. I just don't like cosmetics in those games. I just don't like them. They're just bored.
I don't mind them because, especially like PUBG, it's just like I tried to make my character me.
Okay.
So I tried to give him like a coat that I have and like black jeans and the type of shoes I'd wear, like just so it'd be like, oh, cool, that's me. In
But
the
I bet
game,
you
if
would
know what I mean.
never wear
That's,
a
like,
pink
what
jacket.
I'll always
right?
make myself.
Like a pink jacket or something crazy.
Wish I had a pink jacket in real life. Like a pink leather jacket. That'd be cool.
Actually,
Your face on the back.
dude, which
covering the
one?
whole
Like
thing.
the face, like my hype face, or just like that?
Yeah, you what?
Oh,
You Blair what?
dude, I love that face.
I'll
so
get
much.
my Scottscy angry as well on it.
Oh, dude, we like half them
Side by
down the
side.
middle. Like half them down the middle.
It's like,
and we're
it's like our grump heads.
oh my god, dude, I need to do some photoshopping later on. Dude, actually, I've got an idea. dude.
Oh god, are you gonna do one half and half,
Yeah.
like face off?
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Here, I'll send you an asset right
Dude,
now.
I require it. I require more minerals.
Where is it? Twitch. There you go. Have that. I just sent him my Twitch emote. For all of you that don't know, I do Twitch
Oh, do you?
and YouTube. Yeah, dog. Oh, I'll be back to YouTube eventually. But we actually streamed last week,
We
didn't
did. We streamed together. We streamed
And
the
it was
Blackout Club,
fucking
right?
hilarious.
It's so good. Oh god, we didn't talk about that game either. Dude, that game's pretty good.
That's why I was gonna bring it up before, and then we just got sidetracked by.
We
different
always
things.
do that.
Me and Blair, we streamed a game called Blackout Club. Well, the Blackout Club, which was fucking hilarious.
It's a fantastic.
It's like this
game.
horror game,
Like-
a stealthy horror game, like in early access. And we bumped into two random dudes,
they were the coolest.
Kinky and
Gun, like.
Gun. Yeah, Kinky and Gun.
It was so, they were like we were trying to like, oh, we're gonna make a private server like with just us two, like just to bum around on, and then like just out of nowhere we just see this like other player just running across the map, and we're just like, wait, what? Where? What?
We were like, is this even... His name was Gunn, so we were like, is this real person? And the other person was Kinky. I was like, these can't be real people. And then Kinky's just like, hello.
It's like an Irish lad just going like, how you doing?
I was trying to do an Irish accent then.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. Welcome to Fortnite.
I can't do it. He was cool. They were
super
both funny,
duper cool, dude.
Kinky was really cool, and it's a fantastic game. It's like, if anybody wants to, I think I highlighted it. I think I highlighted the entire VOD. If not,
I've
I
highlighted
will.
mine, so like,
Yeah, I need to do mine
dude,
as well.
I've got to say it. The game is so weird. Like it's you think like, oh, you know, a four player like co-op like not really, no, it's not a survival game.
Oh yeah, I highlighted
It's like
it,
a co-op like a co-op horror stealth game, and the person who's after you is invisible, and it's also an AI, and you think to yourself, oh, I could probably like, you know, like it shouldn't be as scary since it's an AI, but this motherfucker, you close your eyes and you see him, and you're just like, ah!
Yeah, there's an ability to close your eyes and then you'll be able to see the main enemy, which is the shape, it was called, and you'll just forget about it because it's invisible. You'll forget, like, oh, I meant to check, and then all of a sudden it'll be like the shape is following you, and you're like, oh shit! You close your eyes and it's right next to you, and you're just fucking panicking. You're parkouring over buildings to try and get away and throwing foam at it. And then you've got all these random NPCs wandering around that'll tackle you and drag you around.
Dude, the dragging away like mechanic is my favorite mechanic, but it fucking scared the shit out of me. There's actually like a clip I have to show you, Scott, like just me getting like dragged away as you're running away. I'm just like, God, no! Help!
I think I remember seeing it. Yeah, I think I saw it in your Discord somewhere.
It's so goddamn good, dude. It's so good.
The shit was... We need to play that game again.
We do,
it's so
actually.
fun.
We super duper do. We gotta get Kinky and Gun back.
Hell yeah,
dude. But other than that, jeez, how long have we been going? My timer has stopped.
We're in 107.
107.
An hour and 7 minutes.
Ooh, an hour and 7 minutes. Should we call it?
I think we've spoke enough, dog.
You think so?
I think it's been a good podcast.
It has been a good podcast, dude. The sleepy cast is going pretty well, I've got to admit. The low energy cast. But since you're going to bed, before you go, would you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Little old me.
Oh yeah.
Well, you can find me on youtube.com/Scottscy, twitch.tv/Scottscy, on Twitter as ScottscyYT, and on Instagram at Scottscy.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's all my socials, dog.
Whoa.
What about our boy Blairlex? Where the fuck are you?
Oh, well, you can find me in many different places. You can find me over at Twitter and Instagram at Blairlex my dude. Or you can find me on twitch.tv as Blairlex, as well as youtube.com/c/Blairlex. And also, you can, if you ever want voice work, you can go to castingcallclub.com/Blairlex.
I have one too. And Scottscy. I don't use it.
castingcallclub.com/Scottscy. Soon. He's going to start using it soon. I will force you. I will force you.
But yeah, if you missed the stream last week of the Blackout Club, we've both got VODs on our Twitches. On mine, it's called Scottscy and Blairlex Join the Blackout Club.
And mine, it's just the the lyrics to The Invisible Man, even though you can't see right through me.
Fucking hell. But yeah, it's like 3 hours long. It's really fun. Be a classic. Stick it on the background. Watch it. But yeah, I highly recommend that. It was a really fun stream. Really, it was a good watch.
Really good.
But yeah, this podcast is also available on Spotify. What is it?
Apple Podcasts.
I always call it iTunes, but it's not.
It's not iTunes. I keep messing that up. Like it's technically iTunes.
Both,
it's both. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, like Apple iTunes podcast,
iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever. SoundCloud, YouTube, and hopefully soon Acast.
Yes, Acast
They've
is
been
going to be
weird
soon.
about it. I got an email off them. I replied, and then I've heard nothing back again. So soon it'll be on Acast.
Soon it'll be on Acast, and then you guys will see, dude. But with that, Scottscy, I'll see you next time. Whoa!
No, come back. Help! We're not ending it. No.
Okay, I'm coming back.
No.
What?
Cool. So, anime. Goodbye, everyone.
straight back
Anime.
to you.
And we're back. Welcome back
for
to the Boicast. To the anime boys licking each other's eyeballs. What? Lick my eyeballs.